Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. Seeing some partly cloudy conditions out there this morning, mainly some high clouds around the area. Overall, expecting a fairly mild day, well above average temperature wise as we move through the day today, and should see dry conditions prevail as we have seen for quite a while now. Otherwise, just seeing some slightly breezy conditions and continuation of dry weather. We'll see some low end precip chances tomorrow afternoon into the evening time frame, but not looking like anything too significant or too large in the way of precip totals. And then we'll return to a dry pattern once again to end out the week. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we had the periphery of that high pressure in control over the local area. And with that tighter pressure gradient, going to see those slightly breezy conditions today. Boundary well off to the west that will be continuing to approach the region as we move overnight into the day tomorrow, and that's going to bring that focal point of a few light showers in the afternoon evening time frame. If we look at our current conditions this morning, scattered deck around 25,000 feet, winds out of the southwest at 7 knots, temperatures at 65 degrees, and our relative humidity is at 93%. Look at the current visible satellite. We can see those high clouds streaming through the area, mainly to our south, just to our south. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies across the area. We'll see that continue for much of the day today, and we'll see gradual increase in clouds as we get later in the day and through the overnight time frame. Looking at the GFS model here, see how things play out. Again, dry weather expected today, some slightly breezy conditions. Low end chance we'll see a wind advisory this afternoon, but overall it looks like we should stay below that. Going through the overnight time frame, we'll see again increasing clouds becoming mostly cloudy to overcast as we move into the day on Thursday. We will continue to see some mild conditions with temperatures well above average. And as that front approaches, as you can see here Thursday afternoon, we start to see some precip chances pushing through the local region. Again, looks to be a bit scattered, isolated on the model here, as the trend has been that boundary will somewhat dry out as it approaches, but nonetheless, we'll see a chance of a few light showers around the area, and again, not looking at much in the way of precipitation totals. Boundary lingers early Thursday evening, and then as we move through the overnight, we'll see the boundary continue to push through, and we'll see some slightly cooler conditions, but still feeling fairly comfortable out there as we move into Friday with dry weather once again prevailing through the day Friday, some slightly breezy conditions, and overall fairly pleasant. Looking at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we're looking at just a yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots as we pass 12 local today, with the chance of seeing low chance of seeing that wind advisory criteria. Looking at southwest winds, 9 to 14 knots, peaking around 22 knots this afternoon, so just below 25 knots. Looking at a very warm day for this time of year with a high of 77 degrees and mainly just some partly cloudy conditions, so mainly high clouds around at least through the first part of the afternoon. Going into the evening, again, as mentioned, we'll see some increasing lower level clouds and higher clouds as well, and then moving into the overnight, we'll see some increasing mid-level clouds and eventually becoming overcast. It's going to keep temperatures milder as well, as with a low expected around 63 degrees, actually above the average high for this time of year. But we'll see those winds calm down out of the southwest at 4 to 9 knots through the morning time frame here. Tides running slightly below normal. Tomorrow we'll see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions through much of the day. Mild once again with a high of 76, and that slight chance of an afternoon shower giving us that yellow risk for that precip chance. That continues into Thursday evening time frame, mainly during the early part prior to midnight, most likely, with a chance of a lingering isolated shower around the area, so keeping that yellow risk there. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds behind the front, becoming partly cloudy with a slight breeze through the evening as well. Slightly cooler with a low of 54 degrees. And then moving into Friday, we'll see partly cloudy to mostly sunny conditions and some slightly breezy conditions, but not expecting any wind advisory or anything at this time. So high of 68 and green conditions for our Friday. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecasts. Enjoy your morning.